Story time with Shauna. Settle in, friends. So I'm going to tell you a little story, which is also going to be a learning experience. So I'm going to teach you something through story, which is the best way, by the way. If you're making content, tell stories. People love it. For those of you that don't know my own personal life, I've got 3 teenagers, Mia, Ava, and Sunny. 2 girls and a boy, 19, 17, and 15. All 3 of them have had a very different experience in their childhood from the way that I've raised them, because I have been a different version throughout the years, especially in these last 6 years. So in their formative teenage years, I have had many different versions of me as I've learnt and gone along. So Mia's experience of her childhood, if you ever get the chance to have a chat to her and ask her about it, is a very different experience. And she's very aware of the fact that she got a very unhinged, unhealed version of me until she was about 12. And Ava got a mixture of both. So she's my middle child. She got me as I was healing, and I'd learnt also my second child, I'd learnt from the first. Ava got a little bit more, less of the unhinged, emotional, overreaction, atomic bomb version that Mia got. Ava being the middle child and the one that's most like me, still definitely got a little bit of that because she is my walking mirror, that girl. Huge pieces of self-love that I learnt through raising Ava. All the parts of myself that I was yet to learn to love, Ava was reflecting back to me, and I was unable to love about her. It was a whole fucking thing. Need to make a video about that one day. Sunny is now 15 and he has a completely different version of me. And if you ask me, she'll tell you it's very unfair how he gets parented because she got the hard end of the stick. And I would have to agree with her. He definitely gets a much more relaxed, informed, emotionally conscious version of me. And I want to talk to you about how that presents in their world as teenagers and the differences that I do in parenting now. Whether you are a parent or not, this video is about safety and how to create it with other people. So whether you're a facilitator, a coach, how to create safety for your clients, literally map this story across from kids to clients and you'll be able to do it. So little story time. Sunny, 15, we moved to the Gold Coast 18 months ago, and he landed at school, in his new school, and found a really great bunch of young men to have as friends, which was really cool. Sunny's got a really, really strong moral compass. So he loves adventure, he loves thrills, and he loves testing the boundaries, and yet he also has a really strong moral compass. So there are certain things that he just won't do. He likes to have a drink, not so much drugs. So things like that. When I say likes to have a drink, I mean he's 15, so that's very much a very tiny minimal amount that we have ventured into to open that up, for him to be doing that in safety rather than behind closed doors. So the way that I was raised was there was no drinking allowed until you were 18, and so all that did was just meant that I had to do that in secret, like most of us growing up in the 90s, I guess. I wanted something different for my children. I wanted them to be able to have a safe space where they could tell me what was going on for them, what they wanted and what they needed. And for me to be a parent that really met them in that, to be able to meet them halfway or to compromise, to have really open conversations about that so that they can still get what they're needing in their developmental stage. And I can still get what I need as their parent and as their mother, which was safety. I needed to know that they were safe. That is all I fucking care about. So yes, I want you to have fun. I want you to have really good mates. I want you to have the adventure. Like, especially raising Sunny now, he's a boy, and now my previous 2 children were daughters, are daughters. So I read books around the development of men, and it went all the way from young boys, like 4 or 5-year-olds, all the way up into teenagehood, into early 20s, and all the way up into they become kings in their 40s and 50s, and then elders. So I've learnt a lot around the amazing development of men through a book called The Amazing Development of Men by Alison A. Armstrong. So if you're raising young men, definitely freaking read that. If you're in a relationship with a man, definitely freaking read that. The Amazing Development of Men by Alison A. Armstrong. So on the weekend, Sunny said to me, "Mum, would you let me go to a party?" And I was like, "Yeah, mate." I said, "I would, and I just need a lot more information." So Sunny historically has not been great at giving me all the details. He will often leave the house and not tell me. And I'll just see him walking out the front from my office door, and I'll ring him and be like, "Mate, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm just going to catch the bus down the beach." And I'm like, "That's fucking great. I'm so happy for you." And it is a bare ass minimum that you tell your mother where you're going at 15. Like, if the police come and knock on my door and go, "Where's Sunny?" as your mother, I need to know where you are. Like, that's the bare ass minimum of parenting in my book. I need to know where you are. Thank you. Not too much to ask. Tell me where you're going. Wouldn't have said no hello, I love that we live on the Gold Coast and you get to go to the beach with your mates and that you can get yourself there on the bus and things like that. And we've got rules and guidelines around that, around like, I won't let him catch the bus when it gets dark. I will drive and pick him up if he's there after dark. There's little things like that that, again, are all surrounded around safety. It's whatever feels safe. For me, to be able to say yes, I need safety. So for me, it feels safer for me to pick you up rather than you catching a bus at nighttime or a tram at nighttime. The Gold Coast can be a really dangerous place. It is also a gorgeous place. And I don't want to be naive or remiss about the fact that this has also got some gang life going on. So Sunny on the weekend wanted to go to a party. Mum, would you let me go to a party? And I was like, yeah, mate, like you had a party for your 15th. You had like 20 people over and that was fine. And he's like, no, this is a proper party. And I was like, what's a proper party? And he's like, there's going to be 150 people there. And I was like, who the fuck throws a party and lets 150 people come? That's ludicrous. But anyway, maybe this mum wants to do that. That's cool if she wants to. Amazing. I was like, right, mate, so you know how this works. I need to feel safe enough to say yes to let you go. So I need details to feel safe. So where is it? Whose party is it? Who are you going with? And the rules that I had with the girls, which I have followed through all the way through with him, is that I drop you off and I pick you up and your curfew is midnight. That is a non-negotiable. So there are certain things that I like to call myself a free-range parent. They're like free-range chickens. They're much healthier and happier when they're a little bit free-range. And there are certain things that there is just an absolute do not fuck with me vibe on. And that is what time you will be home and I will be picking you up. So if you're going to be drinking, I need to know that you are safe and I want to see you in bed that night. I want to see the state of you and I want to know that you haven't drank any more than those couple of drinks that I've allowed you to go with. So they're the non-negotiables and they know that. And the way that I enforce that is I literally will not ever enter into a conversation about the extension of your curfew. The rules are 12. As you get older, that gets longer. But at 15, the curfew is 12. If you want to extend that, I'm not even entering into the conversation. It is a non-negotiable. There's no point talking about it. Do not fuck with me. I allow them a lot of free range, which then when they know that then when I've got the whole, like, I've got a boundary. It's 12 o'clock. You can try and get in your bulldozer and plow through my boundary, but I'm not even there anymore. I'm gone. Me and my boundary are gone. We're not even listening. It is a non-negotiable. Do not fuck with me. There's a couple of things that I've just built a lot of authority around that so that the kids know, yes, I've got free reign. Yes, mum's pretty cool, but also don't fuck with her. So it's a very much a balancing act of allowing them to have the safety of boundaries for them to play in. So the way that the visual I get for this is like 10-pin bowling. You know when you go 10-pin bowling and if you don't have the kiddie rails up, you end up in the gutter? I put the kiddie rails up for my kids in life so that they can bounce between them and have lots of fun and they don't end up in the gutter. I am their fucking bumper bars, okay? And then that is my absolute duty as their mother to be able to create those safety bumper bars for my children. Great. Sonny went to the party. It was on a Saturday night. He comes to me at about 12 o'clock on Saturday and he goes, hey mum, I just wanted to let you know some of the boys are going to come over before the party. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, mate. He goes, yeah, they'll be here in about half an hour. And I was like, bro, how many are coming? 6. I was like, cool. So what time is the party? 7 o'clock. I was like, right. So you've organised a pre-party. Are you aware of that? You've got 6 of you coming over 6 hours or 7 hours before the party. That's pre-drinks, bro. That requires a conversation with your mother. Like, hello. Another rule that I've always put in place is absolutely never, ever will I provide alcohol to anybody else's child. Ever. Like, and if anyone provided Sonny with alcohol, I would come for their throat. Like, I am in charge of the boundaries and the rules around my children, and especially when they're doing, it's illegal. So I will be in charge of what is inside my family values appropriate. So Sonny knows that rule. Like, sometimes at the start, he would be like, oh, mum, can you get so-and-so some drinks? I'm like, absolutely not. And I literally screw my face up and laugh and be like, absolutely fucking not. Like, that's so inappropriate. If there is children coming to my place and they're thinking about having a drink, I will talk to the parents. I'll be like, I need to know that your mum is okay with that. That's just my values and the safety of creating this space, not only for my own child, but if these children are going to be in my home, I am responsible for them and their own safety. So I need to play with inside that family's values as well. So it's very much a tricky thing to be navigating. And I do that by having really clear, open communication with other parents. Only once have ever come up against a parent that was like, actually, no, I'm not okay with them drinking. And I was like, okay, too easy. Now, that sucked because then I have to manage that while that child's at my house. I was like, fuck, his fucking mum said he's not allowed to drink and all the others are having, you know, a 6-pack or something. And it's like, how am I meant to manage that? That's just through really great conversations and communication with that kid as well. And let's be real, I am not naive to the fact that he probably snuck a few. And I'm doing the best I can. That's between him and his mum, I guess, but I wasn't ever going to be giving another child alcohol, ever. Even if their mum is okay with them drinking, I'm still not providing the alcohol. One, I'm not paying for it. Like, shit, it's expensive enough to raise these 3 teenagers. Get your own. Okay, Sonny went to the party. Cool. 6 friends come over, spend the afternoon, just chilling out, having their fun. I love that. I love it when Sonny's friends come over because I really do enjoy them. They are a super amazing bunch of young men. They just love having fun. They're not rude, they're not crude. They do make a bit of a mess and I'm training them. The way that I've been training them is I get 2 saucepan lids at 6 in the morning and I go and wake them all up. If I wake up and they've made a mess in the middle of the night, I will wake them up. Like, bang, bang, bang. Up you get, boys. You fucking Maccas is everywhere. Get up. 6 a.m. All of you. Yep. Doe-eyed, fucking rubbing your eyes. Don't care. Went to bed at 5 a.m. Don't care. Get up and clean up. I am not your mate. I love you all and you will respect me and my home. You are all welcome here whenever you need a safe place, but you will not shit on it. Get up and clean up your mess. I love that. So, mutual respect is built. All right, cool. So we've got 6 of them, including Sonny. I've got a 5-seater car. How am I getting all these kids to the party? Mia has a 7-seater car. She has my old car from when I was raising the kids when they were little. So I asked her to borrow her car. We can fit 7 in there with me as the driver. Cool. 6 teenage boys, me as the driver. Let's go. Dropped them all off at the party, and before they're all raring to go, like they're wanting to get out of the car, and I was like, pause, everyone stop, everyone get your phone out. Some of you already have my number. The rest of you that I've only just met tonight, get your phone out right now and put my number in your phone. If at any point you need me, you want to come home early, someone's drank too much, you feel unsafe, you're feeling uncomfortable, ring me. We live 10 minutes away. I have put my phone off silent for the night. I will come and get you, no questions asked, be there in 10 minutes. Great, all the boys put their phones in. Thanks, Shauna, love you, bye. Yep, love you guys, bye. Now, this party had a little bit of an air of anticipation about it because there was a massive group chat with these 150 people, and there was a message that went out in the afternoon, no backpacks allowed, girls are allowed a small handbag, no backpacks allowed, all bags will be searched, no weapons allowed, no drugs. And I was like, I love this, there's a controlled environment. Thank you, whoever is putting on this party. Love it. Drop something off to this party. I'm going to estimate, I'm not real great at real estate, but it's like $3 to $5 million home on the Gold Coast. Huge house. Like the backyard is lit up with spotlights for all these kids. So I was like, cool. She's obviously not having them in the house. That's very smart. I like it. As the night progressed, dropped the boys off, got home. Within an hour, I had a message from one of them. Hey, Shauna, the rest of the boys want to stay. I feel unsafe. Can I come home? No worries. I'm on it. See you in 10. Get to the party. I ring Sonny on the way. I'm like, hey, your mate's coming home. Anyone else want to come home? Are you okay? And Sonny's like, what? I can't believe he rang you. Mum, I'm fine. I'm living my best life, is what he said. And I was like, right, this boy's good. He's great. He's happy there. His mate is a little bit of a country boy. He hadn't been to a big party before. He didn't know if he would like it. He gave it a go, decided he doesn't like it, owned his own autonomy and his sovereignty, and he came home. So that young man sat on the couch under a blanket watching a movie until the rest of his mates came home a few hours later. I was so proud of him. So what made him feel unsafe at the party was actually whenever you have a big environment like that with teenage kids, there's always going to be gate crashes. And there was about a pack of 20 of them came, jumped the side fence because the mum wouldn't let them in. Now, this mother had 150 teenagers, No support. It was her and her teenage daughter trying to control 150 teenagers. No dad in sight to be able to have a bit of a masculine force if anything got out of hand. Like, fucking hell. If it was me, I would have paid someone $500 that moonlights as a bouncer at a nightclub somewhere just to stand there in a black shirt and scare the shit out of them. Like, there's no way. Like, that time that Sonny had a party for his 15th, I had Dan on standby, and his brother Craig was living with us at the time, and I was like, both of you, black shirts, and you're on standby. Just in case anyone does rock up that wasn't invited and is a bit of a troublemaker, you're on standby. I can handle drunk kids. Like, I can support them, I can nurture them, I can sober them up, I can make sure they've had enough water, all the spew buckets, all that. Can handle that in the teenage world. Unruly teenagers rocking up, no, you're on that. So this party had about 20 great crashes, a big bunch of them, and they bought a hammer and a baton. The reason why one of Sonny's mates called me to come home was because they grabbed the hammer and pinned up one of Sonny's other mates into the corner of the backyard, like a 90-degree angle, pinned him up in the corner, put the hammer to his head and said, give us your shoes. He was wearing Dior shoes. And he's like, nah, mate, you don't want them. They're fake anyway. I don't care. Give me your fucking shoes. They stole his shoes within an hour of being there. This young fella's walking around the rest of the party for the rest of the night in his socks because they stole his shoes and he never got them back. So old mate was like, I'm out. This is some bullshit. And I was like, very wise. Let's get you home. Now, as a mother, I was like, that's a fun story. My son is still there. So that's when I rang Sonny and was like, is everything all right? Are you okay? And I could tell it in his voice. He was okay. So when parenting, I really do call on and remember my own experience as a teenager and realize that there are some kids who are targets and some that are not. Sonny has never been a target. He is one of those people that from prep, he got on with everyone. Every different group of child all the way through school, everyone just likes him. He's an easygoing kid. He's just not an easy target. He's great. He stays out of trouble. Like I said, he's got a good moral compass and he's pretty good at reading situations and people. So I do trust him and his judgment. That has been proven over the years by his two older sisters. Whenever they get boyfriends, Sonny's the first one that we always look at him and go, what do you reckon, mate? Because his sense of judgment is phenomenal. He has called it every time. He'd be like, I really like him, or he's a dickhead. And old mate will end up being a dickhead. He's got a good judge of character. So I trust him. And still my mother's heart. Like, I didn't sleep until I got a phone call to come pick them up. I was like, everyone. I'm like, there was a moment there I was like, I might just go and park up the road so that when they ring me, I'm 1 minute away, not 10 minutes away. I didn't do that. I stayed in bed. And then the party got so out of hand, the hammer came out, it smashed a glass door, like one of the sliding doors. The boys just tapped that with the hammer and smashed it. There was a couple of holes punched in the wall. The mother lost it and was just like, everyone get out, party's over, you've got until 10 o'clock, everyone get out. So it was about 10:30. I went, got a phone call from Sonny, went and picked him up. Kids everywhere. From like within about 3 kilometres of that house, I started to see little pockets of kids walking in the dark. And this is out in the sticks of the Gold Coast, like out in the hinterland, like not quite Mount Tamborine, but on the way out there. And I was like, fucking hell, these kids are walking in the dark on a highway. Some of them like were on their own. Others were in a couple, like 2. I was like, no, where are your parents? And like, this is the situation that I talk about. I never want my kids to be in a situation where they've got themselves somewhere and they haven't told me. So then they can't ring me when they need help. They don't feel like they can. That is dangerous. Because I wasn't open enough for them to be able to speak to me about it, they've now got themselves into a dangerous situation. That's my worst fear. That's the very reason why I have this open relationship with my children. And I'm going to be real with you. There are plenty of times, especially with Ava, that girl has told me things that I'm like, okay, a mother does not need to know that. Like, there are some things that get to be left up to mystery, or you get to just keep in your little teenage secretive world. I don't need to know everything. I definitely went a little bit too far on the openness, and Ava also loves openness and just tells me shit I don't need to know sometimes. So I got a phone call at 10:30, went and picked up Sonny and his mates. That was a whole freaking saga. Like, it's winter. I was in my dressing gown and my slippers, so I wasn't getting out. Also, I know, like, not to embarrass them by getting out of the car, guys. Like, you don't get out. No one wants to see the parentals. So, get there, and someone's passed out on the front lawn with a little huddle of people around them. So I watched in my rearview mirror for a while, and I was like, is he just having a little nap, or is he proper not okay? And then I wound my window down and I could hear, and they were saying his name, and I knew that it was one of Sonny's mates, that I've met his parents. He stayed over home before. Really nice young man, and he was the one that was out on the ground. And I'm like, right, I'm stepping in. I'm in my dressing gown. I don't want to get out and embarrass Sonny. Also, he's not answering his phone and he hasn't come to the car yet. So I ring one of his mates and I'm like, hey mate, you with Sonny? Yep, I'll get him. Great, put Sonny on. Sonny, come to the car right now. Where are you, mum? Like, Sonny's still living his best life by this time. There's passed out people. There's been smashed up sliding doors, holes in the wall, shoes been stolen. Sonny's living his best life. Looking for the love of his life that he met at the party. turned his back, she walked away and lost her. All he knows is her first name. He's on the hunt for the love of his life that he met at this party. He's living his best life. All the way home, all I heard about was this girl. Like, where did she go? Oh my God, Mum, how am I going to find her? It was so cute. He's living his best life. I'm still trying to wrangle 6 kids into the car. 6 because I've already taken 1 home, so there should have only been 5, but now I've got the extra who's passed out on the front lawn, who I've met his parents. I know him. There's no way I'm just leaving him there. He's got to come home. So, Sonny comes to the car, and I was like, mate, by this stage, I've been there for 15 minutes trying to get someone's attention to get in the car and let's go, not wanting to get out because I'm in my dressing gown and embarrass Sonny. Finally get Sonny's attention, and I was like, come on, mate, we've got to go, get all your friends. Yeah, Mum, yeah. Oi, where's like so-and-so? And I was like, okay. I've never done well with drunk people when I'm sober. No. I have zero tolerance. So I looked Sonny dead in the eye and I was like, oi, you have 2 minutes to get all your friends in this car or I'm getting out in my dressing gown and my slippers and I'm going to embarrass the fuck out of you. And he goes, right. And you should have seen him. I swear to God, he sobered up real quick. And I heard him leave the back of the car and he was like, oi, you, in the car. He was gathering, he's got his drunk mate up off the grass and helping him into the car. Works a treat. So yes, I might now be a conscious parent, but I still revert to my old ways of a little bit of fear parenting. I don't know how people do it without it. I don't know how they do it. Like, guys, I don't know how the new age parents do it with this whole like gentle parenting thing. Every now and then I sprinkle a little bit of fear in there. Keeps it healthy. Okay, so we've got all the kids in the car at this point. The one that was passed out on the lawn, he's come to the car and I've got out. I'm like just standing at the car and I was like, whoop! I did not bring him to this party. Has he already got a parent coming to pick him up? Am I about to hijack some already made plan? Oi, how are you getting home? Can you take me home? Yes, I can take you home. Does your mum and dad know that? Yep. Okay, great. And then I said to him, because I'm in Mia's car, remember? Are you going to spew in the car? No, I won't spew in your car, Shauna. I was like, you better fucking not, because it's Mia's car. She will kill you. Right, get him in the car. I was like, you have to sit on the edge near the window, so if he's going to spew, he goes out the window. I'm looking for a spew bag because I used to keep spew bags in that car, but it's Mia's car now. I don't have a spew bag. Spew out the window. I can throw a bucket of water on the outside of the car when we get home. Just don't spew in the car. Excuse me. Right. He gets in the car, falls straight over into the middle. I was like, get him up. He has to be leaning out the window. Still got one trying to get into the very back of the car in the third row of seats. This one's vomiting out the window. So now I'm out of the car, helping him get out, opening the door. I'm like, mate, get it all out. Yep, have a big spew before we get in the car. Get it all out. Great. All right, we're finally all in the car. Done a head count. We've got them. Now, there's this young girl trying to get into the back of my boot to get to the boys. I was like, are you fucking serious? I'm literally driving away and she's trying to open up the boot. There's another one who's like, hey, Shauna, could I get a lift home with you? I've met her a couple of times. She's a really lovely young girl. Would love to help her. And I'm car full right now. And she's like, I was like, babe, I've got a car, like a full car. I can drop one home and I'll come back and get you if you need a lift. Because again, safety, guys. I'm not leaving a young girl at a fucking, like, on the side of the road waiting for someone to come pick her up. Absolutely not. Also does sort of piss me off because I'm like, don't you have parents? Like, where do these people think that their child is? And it annoys me that they haven't created, if that's the case, they haven't created enough safety for their child to be able to tell them the truth of what's going on. So they can have the open, raw conversation around how are you getting home. And if that's me at midnight, I'll fucking do it because you're the parent. And safety is everything. Pisses me off, but anyway. So she'd been helping the drunk boy on the lawn and got him in the car, and then she's like, hey, can I get a lift? And I was like, I'm totally full. She's like, I don't mind just like squeezing in. And I was like, that's really illegal. And also he's vomiting. So if I just squeeze you in, you're probably going to get vomited on. That's gross. I can't do that to you. I will be back. So I've just said that to her, and then her friend comes up and she's like, hey, my sister's coming to pick me up. You can get a lift with us. And I was like, great. You get in with them. You're taken care of. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, driving away, another young girl trying to open up the boot because here's a side story for you. Sonny found the love of his life at this party. All he knows is that her name was, let's say, Matilda. It wasn't Matilda, but I won't embarrass him enough by saying the real name. Her name was Matilda. He went to say hello to one of his mates that rocked up, and he said hello, and he took his arm off from around her, and she disappeared. So then he spent the rest of the night going around to every girl at the party going, hey, are you Matilda, my new girlfriend? In that stage of looking for her, he accumulated a few other girls that were actually named the same name, and they're like, yes, that's me. He created a very large saga for himself. That was one of the girls that was trying to open up the door because Sunny had gone around telling everyone that his new girlfriend's name was this and she thought it was her. She was now obsessed with Sunny. So that was funny, just like driving away and seeing her in the rearview mirror. Okay, 10-minute drive to old mate's house that's vomiting in the back of the car. Get there, big gated like community thing, and I'm like, okay, I need to be able to get into this house. I was like, mate, do you know the code to your door? Drunk as a skunk, I'm trying to get 4 digits out of this kid. I got 2 and a 6 and then faded off. He was like, 2 6s, and I was like, okay, I've got 2 6. What else? What are the last 2? Say it again, mate. Got the 4 digits and he goes, hash. I was like, right, press the hash. Gate opens up. Fuck, praise, sweet baby Jesus, we're in. Sonny decides that he knows he's stayed there before. He knows where his bedroom is. It's around the side. He's just going to sneak him in his bed and leave him there. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. Are we leaving a vomiting child snuck into the house where the parents don't even know he's there? What if he spews? Like, what if he's laying on his back and spews and chokes? Like, no, he has to be handed over to his parent, as awkward as this is going to be, knocking on their door at midnight by this stage. So I'm like, Sonny, no, bring him around to the front door. I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, fuck, it's midnight. Like, if I get a knock at the door at midnight, I'm thinking worst case scenario and it would freak me out. So I'm trying to do a gentle, happy, da-da-da-da sort of knock. No, doesn't pay off. By this stage, the young man is now laying flat on his patio, on his back, and he just yells out, you have to knock real loud. And I was like, yep, rightio. So then I do the fist, like the copper, bang, bang, bang. Hate to do that to you, but also I need to wake you up. So the dad answers the door. Takes one look down at his patio, sees his son passed out, and goes, oh, mate, you're a rookie. Has a bit of a laugh. And I was like, okay, this is going to get received well. This is good. I just wanted to leave. Because I'm like, I'm not responsible for this child. I didn't drop him off. I didn't give him any alcohol. I am just delivering this drunken child. Please don't hold me responsible. I'm very sorry. The dad's having a joke with him. Okay, mate, let's get you up, put you in the shower, put you in bed. And then the mum comes down the stairs and she's flying in. She's in her jammies and she just sees her fucking firstborn child laying on the ground, and then he starts vomiting. So he's laying on his back vomiting. So we roll him over onto his side. She's down on her hands and knees, like rubbing his back. Like, it's a terrible feeling. I remember being there. Like when it was my first. Now with Sonny, I'm like, oh, yep, been here. Let's get you showered, into bed, got you a vomit bucket, make sure that's all out, staying on your side, know how to do it. When it's your firstborn, it is a whole different scene. So I really felt for this mum. And like, I'm telling you, in that moment, the polarity of the dad and the mum was not lost on me. I'm like, he's laughing about it. The mum's having a full-on like, ah, my baby. It was hilarious to watch the polarity out and play. So did a handover with him and I was like, all right, gonna leave you with that. They were extremely grateful for dropping him home. He had only got there. She's like, how did he get like this? I know you dropped him off an hour ago. And I was like, not responsible. I gave him nothing. I don't know. And then like the dad's saying to Sonny, mate, did he just have alcohol? Like, it's okay if he did. We just want to know. And Sonny's like, I just saw him drinking out of a tequila bottle. And I was like, well, that'll do it. Yeah. He had to play catch up. His mates had been there for 3 hours before he got there. Okay, so we're down one child, been handed over, go back to the car. Oh, one of the boys has got out and he's now vomiting on the grass. I was like, oh, didn't notice you were that drunk when I picked up your mate. Cool. Get it all out. Yep. Get it all out before you get back in the car. Okay, you good? Get back in, stay on the side with the window so you can spew out the window. Cool. My God, it just continues. So now I've got 4 boys in the car. 5 with Sonny. Get home, there's one waiting at home. Having a little bit of a spew out the side of the car, a bit more of a spew on the grass. Great. Get them home. All the rest are great. There was 2 of them that were a little bit drunk, having a vomit. Get home. Did not factor in, you know, the hungries that you get after you've been drinking, like where most of us maybe go and get like some chips and gravy or like a kebab or a bit of Subway before you go home. These boys didn't do any of that and I didn't think of it. Get them home and all of a sudden I've got 6 extremely hungry big teenage boys and I'm like, holy shit, we do our grocery shopping on a Sunday. There is nothing here. I've got 1 bread roll left over. We had burgers for dinner. I had 1 beautiful fresh bread roll left over. And I was like, who am I feeding? Like I've got some leftover stir fry and a bread roll. And there was one guy there. He had been so beautiful all night. He hadn't been drinking. He helped his drunk mates. Like and he's a big boy. So he was the one that was like helping them because he was the strongest. And I was like, you hungry? And he's like done the polite thing of like, oh no, it's okay. No, I'm okay. And I just looked at him and I was like, mate, there is no way a big boy like you ain't hungry. Let me get you something to eat. I said to the rest of the boys, you're going to have to order a pizza or something because I don't have enough food for all of you. I was like, but you, come over here, you get a big home-cooked meal. So he got some stir-fry and some bread and rice and he loved it. So that felt really great. He was really sweet all night. Like, he was emptying out. I was like trying to convince drunk Sonny to empty the vomit bucket of his mate because I'm like, oh, I can't. I don't do vomit. Get it off. Get it out. Someone empty that. Anyway, Big Bopper came and did it, which was beautiful. So he got the meal. And at this stage, I'm now down at Mia's car with a bucket of soapy water cleaning off the vomit from the side. I didn't touch it. I just literally threw the water, hot soapy water on the car and just let it all wash away. So there was that. And then, moral of the story, they all come home and they're all safe. Picked up an extra and made sure that he was safe. Are you getting the point yet that safety is actually the most important thing when raising teenagers? To create a sense of safety so that they will tell you when they need you. So that they know without any shame, without any guilt, without any punishment, they can come clean on when they've made a mistake. So a couple of these young boys drank too much. They're learning in life. And you know what? Have a look at yourself, because I'm pretty sure that nearly everyone who's watching this has been in one of those moments. Have you ever had a moment where you fucked up and you drank too much? Especially for people who, like, before we've done the work, when emotions are ruling us, when we're wanting to suppress something, hide something, not feel something. A lot of people use alcohol for that, sadly. I do not condone it, please don't get me wrong, but I can meet these boys in their model of the world. They are learning how to be adults right now, and they're learning by their mistakes. And I'm creating a safe place for Sonny to be able to learn from his mistakes without shame. Without shame, without blame. So that's what I want every parent to be able to learn from this, is that to create the safety for your child to be able to experience life so that you can feel okay with it, with the safety of yourself and the boundaries that you're creating. So have that firmness that you need in the areas that will create the safety that you need to be able to say yes to these experiences for your children. And especially if you're raising young men, because their sense of adventure is so much higher. It is an actual need for them. Read that book that I mentioned at the start around Alison A. Armstrong, The Amazing Development of Men. The need for adventure in young men is huge. So find ways to have that in really wholesome, healthy ways. Go out on the dam in the jet ski. Like, not that we have a freaking jet ski, but we've got friends that have got jet skis. So when they invite us, we go. Sonny loves it. Let him go rock climbing. Take him to places like that. Let him go to, like, he's got a yearly pass to Dreamworld because he loves the thrill and the adventure. Create the space where he can get that outlet for the adventure in safe, healthy, wholesome ways. That's my point. Now, if you're someone who's watching this and you're also a facilitator or you're a coach, create the safety so that your clients can be able to go into the depth of where they need to go without any fear of judgment. Even though you know you would never freaking judge them, they're worried about that. They're fearing that. Create such a high level of authenticity and realness that they know with 100% certainty that this is a safe place for them to be able to go to the depths of what they don't even know what's there. And they're diving headfirst in to be able to work on themselves with so much uncertainty. Be a pillar of certainty for them. Be a pillar of safety. No shame, blame. One of my favourite sayings is, shame dies when it's shared in safe places. Be that safe place for your clients, for your family, for your teenagers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story.